Hello, everyone. You might be wondering about my last live stream. Well, that was more of a troll. See, the LGBT community apparently has 2 months: LGBTQ Awareness Month and LGBT History Month. Why? Like, you basically take an entire month of the year to spread awareness. And then another month, which is October, mind you, to teach the history of your sexuality. I'm a tad confused here. I mean, you really can't just do both in the 1 month. I mean, you could spread awareness through teaching the history. That's some poor time management. Yes. All right. So on to the next part of this live stream. Yes, the next part. A part 2 from my previous Star Wars live stream. I mean, hypothetical, really. So just to get things out of the way, who is going to be the hero for this hypothetical trilogy? Well, with how much Disney hyped the holy crap out of this situation with saying that Finn would be the Jedi for the trilogy in the acclimating for Forced Awakening, we have to give him the rank of Jedi Master or something by the end of the trilogy, at the end of this hypothetical. So yeah, Finn's gonna be the Jedi. He's gonna have a lot more character development. And if you folks want to, add some input, the chat is on this side of me. It's like right, yeah, there. So, where we last left off, the Yuuzhan Vong have been encountered. Now, we open this next film up with a bit of a flashback, really. A ship from Revan's time encounters a Yuuzhan Vong scout ship. Then we pan out from that scene to indicate that it's a First Order officer watching historical records. And yes, I'm using the First Order because Disney loves their Nazis. For some reason. Don't believe me? Please go and watch the original Lion King. And then use the sequel trilogy as further endorsement to that. And yes, this is all loose stuff with hypotheticals because I want to see some brilliant ideas from people watching this stream later on down the road. Because who knows? You could come up with a better idea than mine, and I will never know. Until I read the comments, that is. So yeah. Then, in another scene, we will cut to Finn training. Well, he's training himself, really. Then we will have a Jedi Padawan student from Luke's order, because yes, it has to be destroyed apparently for some reason. Come talk to Finn. And they ask Finn to follow them. Now then, will this be ready? No, it will not. Because this trilogy, it's more about a essential lesson of it's not where you come from, it's what you do. Because I'm basically taking some inspiration from Martin Luther King Jr. here. His dream and people not being judged by color of skin, but content of character. Now, Finn, he served the First Order as a soldier, a Spec Ops soldier at that. And he's only ever seen the one battle where one of his squad mates died. He, in turn, decides to leave the First Order with a few prisoners. He just hijacks a prison transport and just books it out of there. Now, one of the prisoners is indeed the Padawan that I mentioned a little earlier. Now then, they go to Dagobah, where Luke has decided to go into hiding, into self-imposed exile. Where we see that he's not so exiled, with him teaching a secret school of Jedi and other Force sensitives. And we see peoples from all sorts of alien civilizations. The Tells, Trandoshans. Yeah, Trandoshan Jedi do exist. A few Wookiees. Clone Wars.
No, baby, you gotta stay here. Okay? I'll see you later.
Even a Kalish Jedi. Now, all these different aliens learning how to use the Force. You gotta look at it. It's like a temple carved into the planet itself long ago, where we see Luke speaking to a few masters on the council. That is where Finn and the Padawan come in. Luke and Finn speak, discussing the current state of the galaxy. Then Luke will sadly get word that Leia is no longer among the living. Luke decides that the galaxy needs hope. Then we will cut back to the First Order characters' perspective, and they're basically in a two-pronged assault, where they have the Resistance on one side, or the New Republic, and a Yuzon Fong task force. Now, the Yuzon Fong are just sweeping. They are not holding up for anything. They don't even know the New Republic is on the planet. Then a New Republic officer sees the absolute slaughter after wondering why there's so little defense forces. And the Yuzon Vong see them. So then it becomes a 2 versus 1 situation where the New Republic and the First Order are forced to work together in order to survive. Spoiler alert, they fail, leaving the First Order character and the New Republic officer from earlier to survive. Now they basically have to hide out and go on the run because they are facing a foe with biologically created superweapons that will mess their day up. Then we return to Finn's perspective. Luke is training him along with several other Jedi in the basic techniques and force powers as a starting lesson for him. Then Finn will find a Jedi holocron, one belonging to the High Ground himself. Nah, I'm just kidding. That will come later. This holocron belongs to Luke's own father. So Finn decides to use that as a little bit of extra teaching in order to excel in his lessons. He struggles a bit with trying to get open, but then he remembers some of the first lessons in using the Force from Luke he ever got. Clear your mind. Focus on the objective. Imagine what it is you want to do. See the mechanisms through the Force. Allow the Force to flow through you. And he subtly and slowly figures out how to open it. Of course, he doesn't see himself open it, per se. He has his eyes closed, and the minute he hears Anakin Skywalker's voice from the holocron, is when he snaps to and realizes it's open. So we will get a little back and forth between the fleeing officers and Finn's training. Then Finn suddenly picks up a disturbance in the Force. The Yuzon Vong are attacking another First Order planet, and his remaining 2 squad mates are on the planet. Now, Luke warns him that if he goes now, he will not be able to complete his training. He pulls a Luke and goes anyway. He takes a ship, and a few of his fellow Padawans go with him. And they start saving civilians, First Order soldiers, the few New Republic soldiers left alive on the planet, basically anyone they can get a hold of. And it is that way that Finn's surviving squad mates decide that they've been fighting for the wrong side. That they have been fighting for the very thing that they thought they were going against. That is complete and total dictatorial rule of the galaxy. So they join up with the New Republic as intelligence officers. Well, one of them becomes a drill sergeant and the other becomes an intelligence officer, but hey. And yes, one of Finn's squad mates is indeed going to be Slip, and he is the intelligence officer. Now, how this movie will end is Slip sort of fumbles around and ends up entering hyperspace coordinates by accident. And they make a random jump. Now, they will arrive at this massive construct just floating out in space. That's right. We will be seeing what happened to this craft that once contained the Mortis gods. And a Yuuzhan Vong ship does indeed follow them. So, I'm going to leave it at that. If anyone wants to suggest ideas on what should happen next, or who some of the survivors could be, please let me know. Thank you. Have a good day. Live life. And remember, don't judge by skin color. That's just cringe. Thank you. Good luck.